Hi grade 6, welcome to your third lesson of ukulele this term. Today we're going to be putting all three parts together. So far we've done our verse and our chorus. Today we're going to do our breakdown. And then we're going to put them all together using good right hand technique and good left hand technique for those bar chords. You're going to be feeling it on that muscle, but that means you're working really hard if you're feeling it right there. So let's zoom into the ukulele. Let's see what we've done so far. And then let's take it to the breakdown, put it all together, and I'll see you after that. Alright, so we started off in this E minor. I'm going to be using my chuck strum. If you're not yet comfortable with your chuck strum, then you can use your mute strum. So I'm going to go with my chuck strum. 3, go. Chuck. Time of the verse. Breakdown. Then repeat. Alright, so let's see that breakdown. So what we have for that breakdown is, we're gonna, right after that chorus, so we've done that twice. We're going to go back to that E minor, so ring finger on the 9th fret of the G, index finger barring on the G, on the C, E, and A string on the 7th fret. Now, just a reminder, for good technique, when you're holding any bar chord, can you see my thumb? If you can see my thumb, that means I'm holding it with bad technique. If you can't see my thumb, that means I'm holding it with good technique. Why? Because it's not that I'm hiding my thumb on purpose, no. It's because my wrist is dropped. And if my wrist is dropped, it pulls my thumb with it. So if your wrist is up here and you're still hiding your thumb forcefully, that's not going to do the point. You want to make sure you drop your wrist and let it pull your thumb down. Okay? So my thumb is pointing this way along the neck of the ukulele. That allows me to give enough pressure, a nice strong amount of pressure. My wrist is nice and low. So for some of you, I've probably corrected you and say, when you're playing these G chords and these C chords, don't have your wrist so low because your ukulele will be unstable. And that is true. You don't want to have your thumb so low because it's hard to change when you're going from these chords, and the ukulele will end up falling from time to time. So you always want it to be over here, in your hand, right there, in between the index and the thumb, for these normal open chords. But when you're doing bar chords, you want to change that technique for a bit of professional technique. Drop that wrist, have that thumb behind the neck because you've dropped the wrist, not because you're hiding it. And then for your fingers, make sure they're straight on the fret. You don't want them sticking out like this. You don't want their butt sticking out over there. You want them to be nice, straight, and flat right there. Flatten that finger on those 3 strings. If your finger is like this, you will not get enough pressure. But if it goes inverted here, comes out that way, goes straight down, then you're doing the right thing. And then put that pressure. You can use your middle finger to help you, okay? So let's get to break down that breakdown. So for the breakdown, what we're going to do is we're going to hit this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we go to the D chord and we're going to slide it off. So the way to hit this is don't just hit it by putting all the pressure and just going. That's not correct. You want to hit and release with the left hand. So it's going to make it nice, snappy, and choppy. Listen to that. So I'm hitting and I'm releasing. I'm not removing. I'm not going. That's not going to work, and it's going to mess up the sound and bring in extra notes that we don't want. I'm just hitting and releasing. Releasing means my fingers are still there. Remember the way we did it on this B chord? We did quick hits and release. We're going to do the exact same thing here. So hit, hit, release, hit, release, hit, release, hit, release, hit, release, hit, release. Slowly. Even slower. And make sure it goes dead quiet when you release. Don't let it be. That's not correct. You want it to be? Keep it quiet. Get it down. Right that, alright? So we're gonna do that 6 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're gonna go to that D chord. So ring finger on the 7th fret of the G, middle finger 6th fret of the C, index finger 5th fret of the E, and also the 5th fret of the A. Index finger holding 2. Then you hit it, slide it off. Alright? Don't do this. This is not a slide off. Alright, that's you're playing extra notes in between. You want it to be nice and quick, but yet you hear that slur. Alright? So pow. Then we do the same hits that we did on this E minor on that C major. So ring finger on the 5th fret of the G. So it's the exact same shape as the D major, just down 2 frets. So ring finger 5th fret of the G, middle finger 4th fret of the C, index finger 3rd fret of the E and A. And we're going to do the same 6 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make it choppy. Then we bring it back to that D chord and we do the same slide off. So far it's what we have. Let me take it a bit slower. C hits. Again. So you do that all twice, but the second time you don't come back to this D chord. Instead, you go where the C was with those 6 hits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You go down to that B chord, which is just the same shape as the C and the D, just now. Ring finger on the 4th fret, middle finger on the 3rd fret of the C, index finger on the 2nd fret of the E and A. Ring finger on that 4th fret of the G. We're going to go for 2 hits. Long, short. Alright, the first hit is long, the second hit is short. So that means to make it short, release this pressure on your left hand. Alright? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright? And I'm also putting a muted up strum there. So how do I get that muted up strum? Down, down, up. Down, down, up. So that down, down. That up is just releasing the pressure there. So down, down, up. So long, short, up. So notice how it's different from the verse. I'm not going B, C, D. I'm not going B, C, D, back to the E minor. I'm not doing that. I'm going B, D. So I'm skipping over that C. B, D, then back to the E minor. So remember our verse was B, C, D, to that E minor. Our breakdown is B, D, E minor. Okay? So let's try that breakdown nice and slow, all the full breakdown before we take it from the beginning. 3, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D, slide it off. C, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D, slide it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D, slide it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, B, D, E minor. That E minor is the first, is starting all over again because on that verse. Okay? So one more time, this time without me saying anything. 3, go. Again. All right. So let's take it now from the verse to that breakdown. And I'm going to be using my chuck strum for that verse. 3, go. Here comes the breakdown. Take that ring finger. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now, one thing I just want to quickly say for that B, for those B, the last B and D in the breakdown. Don't think too hard about that upstroke. It will just come naturally, okay? So it's down, down. It comes as you're moving the chord. So down, down, up, down, down, up. Okay? Now let me try it from the chorus instead with my muted strum. 3, go. Breakdown. So really simple. You can easily substitute the chuck strum with the muted strum. It's not that much different, except just lose a bit of that extra oomph on that hit. But it still works perfectly fine. But use that muted strum to help you get to that chuck strum. It makes it a whole lot worth it. All right, so let's play this piece one last time. Hopefully you've gotten the arrangement. We're doing 2 verses, 1 chorus, 1 breakdown, and then you're gonna finish it on this E minor. Okay, so let's take it from the verse to the chorus to the breakdown. 3, go. That made a full reggae pattern. Let's take it back. All right, grade 6. So that is literally the full pattern for this reggae theme. Now, one very important thing I want you to know. If you can play this reggae song with all the different bar chords and you can put in that chuck, you are no longer a beginner ukulele player. You are a certified intermediate ukulele player. And because this is not easy. It's not supposed to be easy, but it's supposed to take you to the next level. So yes, you've had ukulele for such a short amount of time, but it's so possible to get to that intermediate level. And this is the gate. This is the gate to be able to get there. Every other song will seem like a piece of cake as long as it's intermediate level. If it's advanced, then of course it's going to be a little bit harder. And there are advanced songs, very many advanced techniques that do come with ukulele. But with this, you are no longer a beginner player. You are now an intermediate ukulele player. As long as you can get the bar chords and you can get the chuck strum. Now, for those bar chords, I'm feeling it right here. If you're not feeling it by the end of this song, then something's not right. Or maybe you're just super strong and you're like, hey, I can hear everything that I'm playing and I'm not feeling it. Then that's awesome. I'm gonna test you in a thumb wrestling match and see who has the stronger muscle. But yeah, go through it. Feel the burn, feel the pain, feel the weirdness of having your fingers squished, and just do the best you can, and you will get to that level, and it will be worth it in the end. So don't give up because it's hard. Don't give up because it's tricky and it feels weird and it doesn't sound as good as it did with the other songs. That's now dependent on you. Put in the work and you will get there. All right, grade 6, have fun practicing, and I'll see you again next week for our instructions for what's coming for your midterm assessment. See you then.